Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we're going to talk about how we can raise emotionally intelligent children.
Am I an emotionally intelligent child?
In other words, nurturing emotional intelligence in our kids and how we can effectively teach them emotional awareness, which is something that I'm still working on as a mom of two. But it would be nice to share our insights about it. So if you have some tips, make sure you share them too.
Cool. Yes.
Okay, let's start by understanding what emotional intelligence is.
Okay. What is emotional intelligence?
I think it's really understanding how to cope, how to understand what you're feeling, how to openly communicate it confidently, comfortably, being okay with sharing what you're feeling, and I guess.
I think that for me, I think we've worked on that over the years, right? Like I've been a work in progress, and I admittedly not very good at it. Obviously, it comes down to background and I don't think my parents were.
They weren't the best communicators.
Exactly.
But this is what I think. This is what I think. The first thing I was going to share was really just leading by example and being able to show our kids that we can openly communicate and that we feel comfortable doing that, and that they learn a great deal by observing our behaviors and our reactions, and by managing our emotions healthily and constructively, I think is key. And we have to provide a positive role.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, be positive role models.
That's what I say. I'm like I always strive to be positive, try to be positive at all times, and be smile on my face and make sure that in light of some maybe difficult situations, make it light and make it and not make a joke of it, but just I don't know, like I guess we talk it out, but
you're still learning.
I'm still learning. I am like I said.
But as parents, we try our best to encourage our kids to express their feelings, their thoughts without judging them or criticizing them. And I think it's so significant to actively listen and validate their emotions. That's something I should have mentioned too, is that it's so important to be a good listening ear.
Yes, right.
Even if we don't fully understand, or even if we don't agree with them, we have to listen and let them speak.
Listening is key.
Their mind.
Exactly. Like it's hard because
they want to be heard.
No, 100%. Yes. And I have to often, I think, remind myself to listen and really listen and kind of understand where they're coming from, because I may be, as you know, reactive, and I spaz out at times, and I'm like, shoot. And I catch myself.
Yes.
But I think that's part and parcel with emotional intelligence and reaching that,
Yes, that level.
Level, right.
And I think a big part about emotional intelligence is being able to self-regulate. And, we're at a stage with Harper where we're trying to, provide her with strategies and ways to self-regulate, especially in moments of high stress, or when she's feeling down, or when she's upset by something that happened during the day. I think it's important for her to learn ways to self-regulate. And I know we're all different, and kids are all different, and they all cope in different ways. So I think it's providing them with different ways and different examples so that they can find what works for them. With Harper, we've really, she's been great at meditating,
that's right.
And even just taking a moment of silence for herself, pulling herself away from a situation, and taking a moment to breathe. And Noah too is now learning, the way for her to self-regulate is to take some deep breaths, or counting to 10. I think is a great way for young children to self-regulate, especially in moments of stress.
Yeah, but I feel like these kids don't stress about, they stress about the smallest things, and that's what irks me, and I think that's why.
But then we have to be patient with them, and
it's all relevant, right? That's
too. I mean, they're learning how to express themselves, and sometimes we as adults expect them to communicate as adults, and they're still little people, and they're still learning how to express their own emotions.
I do check myself a lot, because I feel like sometimes I think they should know better, but how would they know better if they're learning, right? So it's more of a teaching.
Yes. And this is exactly just where we're going to conclude here, is teaching your kids emotional awareness it's a valuable investment in their development. It takes time, and it takes patience, and we have to be consistent with them too, we have to provide a supportive environment and celebrate their progress along the way. And I think, with Harper, we've seen her, come a long way when it
Yeah.
comes to self-regulation and
Yep.
really learning how to cope with her emotions, certain emotions.
So I don't know. I come from a background of two brothers, so this emotional intelligence was never ever explored. I feel sorry for my mom because my mom
Well,
always
I
wanted
think
a brother.
culturally too, our parents didn't
Sure,
really.
never like and my dad's background is accounting, and he was like the squarest guy. So I mean, like he was just like this is what it is, very calculated. But yeah, like for me, I think it's a huge learning point with three now women in the house, and the emotional
It's
levels.
important for boys and
Levels.
girls, regardless. I
Yes.
think as just raising children, we want them to be emotionally intelligent, and and let them know that you're there to hear
Support
out.
them to support
and
exactly,
cultivate that safe environment for them to speak.
and not be overly critical. I think I can be overly critical at times, but
And on that note,
yeah. On that note,
thanks for joining us.
bye bye.